Hello friends. Today I will be giving my interview on Qable Apex. Thank you Gyan for your time. So Gyaneshwar Malba is my interviewer today. So please go ahead Gyan.
Hello, Smriti. Thank you for your yesterday's interview on Future Epics, and thank you for providing us time. And today, I'll be going ahead and providing you, asking you some questions on Creable Epics. Are you prepared on this?
Yes, all prepared.
Thank you. So I'll go ahead and go for the first question then. So, what is the advantage of a Creable Epics over future methods?
Okay. So in future method we were not able to use the S objects, but in the Qable we can use like S objects. So basically it can contain a non-primitive data type. Then second will be monitoring. So we will be able to invoke the system.enqueueJob method, and that method will return the ID. So in future method we were not getting the ID, but here we will be getting the ID, and ID will be helping us to monitor the job. And then chaining of the job is very important. So in future methods we were not able to do the chaining, like calling one future method from another was not possible. But in Qable we should be able to chain a first job from the second job, and it helps in the sequential processing, which was not possible in future method. So that is the difference.
That's correct. Thank you. Yep. Chaining jobs, monitoring, and non-primitive types. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
For the next question, what is the interface we use for the Qable Epics?
Okay, so yes, we use Qable interface.
And then, what are the methods used in Qable Epics class? That is,
Execute method. Okay, got it.
when will we use future methods instead of the Qable ones?
So I just told the advantages of like Qable methods, but we can say that we can use the future methods when uh, when it's much easier to refactor a method. So instead of creating a Qable class itself, we can simply put the future annotation at the top, and it will work. So basically it is handy when for example there is a synchronous code and there's some piece where which we want to make in asynchronous, so we can simply wrap it with the future method. So that time it is useful.
Thank you. Next, how many jobs can you chain from executing a job?
So we can add only one job from an executing job, which means that only one child job we can use to add to the parent job.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you. And then I'll go for the next question. How many jobs can you queue in a single transaction?
I think we can add up to 50 jobs to the queue, and we can do that using the system in queue job in a single transaction.
Exactly, yes. So system.enqueue job is used here. Next. So how can I use the job ID to trace the job?
Okay, that's important, and that is very handful when we are like practically doing it. So we can like query on the async apex job, so we can get the status and number of errors from the async apex job, so where id is equal to the job id. So I think that really helps.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you. Yes. So we can see here the query we have in the where clause, we have the job ID. We can provide the job ID and we can use this job ID to trace the job. Yes.
Got it.
Like
Yes.
number of errors and the state. Yeah.
Mhm.
So can I do callouts from QAble job?
Yes, we can do. I just want to mention from batch, yes, we can call out from feature, yes, that is the best approach. Yes, we can also do from the queueable, and we have to use the database dot allow call out interface to call, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
And here
I
one
have
more
one
question
more
is there.
question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
if I have written more than one system.enqueue job call, what will happen?
Okay, so then system will throw the exception to too many queuable jobs added to the queue. Got it.
That is the limit. And then I have the answer already for
Okay.
one of the question. I have a use case to call more than one queuable job from a batch Apex. How can I achieve it? Sorry about this because I didn't work on this, so I have answer here. So as we can see, we can't call more than one queuable each execution those jobs. So we won't be able to make more than one queuable job from one execution context.
So basically, we cannot call more than one queuable job from execution context. So then we can use the scheduling the queuable jobs. Got it. Like for example, we have to call more queuable jobs, then we have to schedule the queuable jobs. Got it.
And then the next question is how to test queuable epics.
So the same thing happens that we have to write it between test.start test and test.stop test. Like future method, batch epics, it goes the same, and the system executes all asynchronous process in the basically start test and stop test, and then after the stop test, the method verifies the result, and that's how it works.
Yes, exactly. Because between the test.start test method and test.stop test method, it will have its own governor limits.
Yes. Correct.
That's correct. Next, and the last question for today for you. What are the limitations of queuable jobs?
So basically, 50 jobs can be added to the queue with the system.enqueue job method in a single transaction. So, and the maximum depth of chaining job is I think 4. That is 4 child jobs and initial parent job for developer and trail organization.
Yes. Thank you.
So can you show the answer once?
Yes, definitely. So as you said, 50 jobs can be added to the queue, and we have the method with enqueue job for the system class. With that, using that method, we can enqueue the jobs.
Got it. Thank you. That really helps.
From our previous interview sessions, that we can do change up of 5. Yes. So that's all for today, and for tomorrow, please prepare for the next interview round.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.